What's up guys, so today I want to take a quick look at the Marshall AFD100. It's a really cool and really great sounding Marshall amplifier. I just want to give you the basics of this amp, and then in another video I will go in depth about all of the stuff that I like and that I don't like so much about the amplifier. So to start off, it is a basic kind of one channel, two mode amplifier. So it is based around a JCM 800 with a little more mids and a little more gain. Of course, the original amplifier was a tremolo JMP super lead type of head, but the gain stack was kind of made to be a JCM 800 with more gain. So it was built on a super lead, but it is the 800 gain stack with more gain and a little bit of a mid kick added. So yeah, it's really a nice sounding amplifier, and you do have two modes. So let's get through all of the knobs and stuff. So you start out with the power and standby switches, really obvious. So you put on this guy, and then after that you put on that guy to get your sound. Here you have the effects loop button. This engages the effects loop. It is really cool because if you're a kind of straight up dude that just wants one sound and make it louder, you can even use that on the foot switch and kind of engage it to get a little bit more volume. And the volume you can set in the back. Again, I will go over that in a more in-depth kind of video. But again, guys, that is basically what you have. Then you have a power knob, you have a presence knob, a bass knob, a mid knob, a treble knob, a master, and a gain. So you guys will probably note that the power and the master are all the way cranked up. And that's true, and that's because I'm using a load box to use this amplifier, and then I'm using IRs. So it gives me the ability to really crank that power amp. But I will say that even with the master really low and then the power at around here, which is kind of acceptable home kind of loud tone. It's a tone where you're going to annoy a few people, but it's not that bad that you're going to distract a lot of dudes. Don't expect to be cranking up a big style amp with this and just a cabinet in any house. In that case, you might want to check out a load box and some kind of other type of stuff to really get it going. But with a real cabinet, I wouldn't suggest running this at home. So again, what I would do with this amp is basically I would back off the presence to around there, would add a bit of bass, get a little bit of mids, and back off the treble, because it's a really bright sounding amplifier and it really helps that way. So let's check out the basic tone again. What I like is the gain not too high. So for me it's about between 5 and the very maximum is 8. And then you get really nice tones. I don't like to crank it up much more than that. If I want more gain, I would probably use some type of boost in front of it. But guys, this is a lot of gain. Let's check it out. So this is the basic tone that you will get with the gain at about 5 to 6. And yeah, the master and the power, you can lower it. So again, the power is kind of an attenuator thing, so it does make it quieter if you don't know what it does. So let's check it out. And that's a really cool sound. If you notice, when you compare this sound to some other classic Marshalls, which I will do in a video, I have a 78 Super Lead sitting somewhere there. I have a Vintage Modern sitting behind me, and I will kind of shoot out with the other amps. It has a really nice, punchy and kind of cutting mids that will cut through anything, and it really has a nice gain. So yeah, that's the basic tone of it. If you go from the AFD to the 34 setting, which is basically going from the amp that's less used on the Appetite for Destruction mode to album to the kind of stuff that he was using more on the Use Your Illusion stuff, and on some of the later albums, like he used it all over his first Slash album. He used it all over Overrolled on Fire and stuff. It's just the same Marshall, but a bit less gay. And it's really nice for this kind of stabby slash type of rhythm thing. Again, really sorry for butchering up that part. I'm a really big Slash fan, but I don't spend too much time kind of nailing those parts really hard to the records, because yeah, I'm more a guy that likes to make his own music. So yeah, that's why. But again, you have a really nice cutting rhythm tone there. So that's what I would use that for those really kind of nice cutting rhythm tones. So again, let's go back to the AFD and see with a little bit more gain. I wouldn't crank it up too much, and then you get something like this. So as you guys hear, it does clean up a little bit, but it's not kind of an ideal clean tone. So what I would do is basically either rock this head out all by itself and use the really nice, glorious gain tones that it has, or just use another amp for the clean stuff, or use something in for cable method to switch between a clean type of deal. But don't expect this head to do any clean stuff. It doesn't have it. It has a nice cranked up gain thing, but any clean tones up in this guy are not possible. So yeah, I hope this was a kind of fun first look at this amp. It is a really nice gain monster. This was just a fun video for me to kind of get it going, and we'll do another video kind of going in depth with it, and I hope you guys digged it. So yeah, by the way, this is a Gibson 61 reissue SG with a bare knuckle riffraff in the bridge, and it has a DiMarzio EG custom in the neck for a nice clean tone. Let's hear a little bit more of that neck tone.